Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Komorebi. On last Let's Play, we went to the Wayfarer, aka this place, and did a drinking game where we basically hold up, somebody chooses a topic and then can do a follow-up topic with anybody, follow-up questions for everyone. Also, I found out Clace is a bit of a hoe. Well, I'm one to talk. I did do... Never mind. It involves a forest. And a deer, apparently. Voyeurs, deers. Anyways, yes. And then we're kind of having a little break from that. So, we're gonna do our heart-to-heart with Kyron as soon as I reset my face. Okay, for a second I thought something happened. I decided to approach Kyron while I have some time away from the group. Even though Isaac explained everything, the man himself was still a mystery. It'd probably be helpful to learn more about him and life on the colonies.
Hey Delta, watch this. I'm calling a bullseye.
Sure enough, a moment later, he hits the center of the board.
Score.
Which is something I want to do. Ooh woo. He gives me a big smirk and turns to face me. I decide to ask him about colony life and if they had any darts.
Of course. If it doesn't rely on technology, we probably have it. City folk who move to the colonies always bring new ideas, too.
I mean, everything's technology, but I guess you mean like high-end electronics.
I've actually seen a lot of people abandon Argus. The colonies are nothing if not welcoming.
He walks over to the darts he just threw and pulls it out.
Wish I could say the same about the city. No matter where I go, I feel so many eyes on me, and I know they aren't just admiring my good looks.
Damn, I was going to joke that it's because of his good looks. At least you don't have to worry about it in our group. When I look, it's definitely to admire your good looks. I'm sorry you had to go through that. I hope we can change it. Yeah, going with the horny.
Right back at you, Delta. I'm really happy you chose to give me that apple. Now we're partners in crime, ready to take down Argus and look good doing it.
Yeah, I guess we are partners in crime.
I doubt they'll go down without a fight, though. But right now, their inaction borders on negligence. People are starving to death, right at their front door. And where I come from, you never turn down a neighbor in need. I feel like we could teach you city folk a lot about life. It's a bit harder when every day is a struggle.
Every day is a struggle? Ask him something that's been on my mind this entire time. The people who abandoned Argus, do they ever seem to regret it?
If they do, they never really show it. I think they know what they're signing themselves up for. They're usually super happy at first, but then it starts to fade. I don't think that means they regret it or they're depressed. It's more like a honeymoon period where they appreciate the freedom. The city may be beautiful, but those walls are definitely suffocating. Once they can truly breathe, it's almost like they have a new lease on life. But, just like all things, it quickly becomes normal and turns into routine. Day in and day out, life on the colonies never changes. It's a cycle that's definitely absent in the city. As much as Argus controls you, it's still so chaotic. I never really know what's waiting for me around each corner. It's definitely not Argus agents, though, and that makes me happy. At first, I figured it was only a matter of time before we got kicked out, but seeing the public opinion slowly sway it's actually pretty shocking. We always thought your views aligned with Argus. Gotta say, I half expected that apple you gave me to be poisonous. It was a big risk, letting you and your friends know that I'm a zero. But it's a risk that paid off. Let's hope they continue to do that, yeah? Our lives aren't exactly risk-free.
I like how he threw the words, yeah, in there. He definitely believes in the same goal that we do. Harmony between societies. A true, genuine give and take.
Anyway, sorry for the rant. Now that I can talk, I guess I don't feel like stopping. On the streets, I was almost too scared to say a word.
So, question. I guess people in Argus can't leave the cities, and there's walls. Is there like some kind of channel or something, or like airport system or something that shuffles people directly from one city to another? Also, how do people get resources outside the colonies? Because, agrarian lifestyle. You gotta get food somehow. Unless just like city farms, which, maybe. They got drones everywhere. Ask him what made him speak to us then.
Desperation, I suppose. Or at the very least, hunger was a good motivator. But after all this time, I can't help but feel guilty.
Guilty? How so?
Well, I don't want to brag, but I'm pretty resilient. I reckon I could last a lot longer without food than some of the others, so in my mind, sometimes I wish you ran across somebody else.
Fair enough. He looks a little sad, but is completely understandable.
And if one of my people do starve to death on the streets, I know that in my heart, I'll just wish it was me instead. So let's make sure that doesn't happen, all right?
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where it's like, yeah, he's fed, sheltered, having a good time, while others are not, and I'd feel a little bit, if I was in his shoes, I'd be like, fuck, what am I doing? I'm just kind of enjoying my time here and other people are starving. Obviously, I agree, since our goals are the same. We all wanted the conflict in the streets to end without death. It just remained to be seen who acted first, Argus or Cypher. Is it? I think I remember, is it illegal in some United States cities, or I guess in some cities, to give food or money to homeless people? I think I heard of that somewhere, but I'm not sure. It was like a standoff in the Old West. Both ready to shoot, but living in the moment where neither gun is smoking. We're just the observers, wondering which one will be left standing.
I gotta say though, I feel like my life is complete these days. It's not like I never dreamed of living life in the city, My vision just told me that it would be an impossible dream.
Right. In his vision, he's older and still living on a colony.
When I first had that vision, I was absolutely devastated. It's like my future was taken away from me. At least the one I wanted. Made me feel like giving up. Like any attempt at fighting it would be worthless. It took me such a long time to accept what I saw. Spent so many years trying to prove it wrong and see the city. I remember the first time I got to see what was behind those walls. I'd go into the forest and try to find the tallest tree. When I got to the top, I'd peek over the walls. God, it was always so bright and lively. I almost cried. It was actually kind of pathetic. Just a simple reminder of what I'd never be able to have. I'd look at the people with a mixture of jealousy and hatred.
How did you guys get into the city anyways? You can't get food in the city, yet somehow you're able to bypass walls? I mean, I guess there's smuggling.
They were kind of small since I was so high up, but I saw their faces. And they all seemed happy.
Must have good eyes, too.
I knew that a lot of struggles we face on the colonies didn't exist for you. And because you weren't aware of that fact, you'd always take it for granted. It sucks so much to see people live your dream and not even appreciate it.
I imagine that would be difficult.
One of my favorite things to do was watch planes take off, just soaring the skies between cities. What an amazing sight. Told myself that one day, I'd get to experience all of that for myself.
You are in a private jet.
Despite my vision saying otherwise, I kept pushing forward. So I hope you can understand what I mean when I say I feel complete. Living in the city, being on a plane, it's just all I ever really wanted. We always suffer for the choices of those that came before us. I never really got to know my parents, but I think that's for the best. I was stuck there because of them. They'd be an easy target for my hatred.
What happened to them?
And having an easy target for your hatred just stifles your own growth. And maybe that's why Argus and city folk are still so old-fashioned, clinging to this belief that the system makes you superior.
I never felt the system or city life made me feel superior.
And that's why I'm certain I've chosen the right group. I mean, this might sound weird, but there was something different about you. Well, not just you, but the rest of the gang too. I felt like I could approach you.
Like you're the main character or something.
It was the first time I ever got friendly vibes from someone in the city. So when I picked up on them, I had to take action almost immediately. Even if I get caught, at least you help me check a few things off my list. No matter how short or long this lasts, I still got to live in the city. And not only that, but I got to be inside a plane, too. It's all thanks to you, Delta. Can't deny it.
So, what happens if he was caught? Would he go to, like, prison, or would he just get kicked out back into the colonies? Which is also kind of interesting that, you know, with all the security about, Argus just doesn't get, you know, not swap, but like, you know, the usual police things when it comes to demonstrations and stuff. We're full right here? Yeah, I guess that. Just round him up and put him out of the city. That they just kind of leave him there.
I guess I'm just glad that I didn't have an easy target for my hatred. It allowed me to grow and meet people who I can love and appreciate. A real, true group of friends. I don't think I'll ever forget you or the rest of them.
You know, we could always try being more than friends. We're happy to have you. Let's hope for a happy ending too, if you know what I mean. More than friends.
Oh, really? Well, you might have to get in line. I'm not exactly an outcast on the colonies. Got a few people vying for my hand.
I'm not exactly an outcast. Yeah. Vying for his hand? That's such an odd way to put it. Oh yeah, people in the colonies, completely monogamous. You know what I mean. But given his personality and appearance, I totally understand. Oh, there's also the voice. Definitely the voice. Like he's some kind of tall, handsome wolfman from some other universe.
Anyway, thanks for the chat, Delta. You want to head back to the group and keep this night going? It's still pretty early. Maybe we can all raise our hands again.
I nod, since it seems like a pretty good stopping point. Now that I know more, things seem completely different. There's no longer a sliver of doubt that we're doing anything wrong. Kyron was just like us, and he should be able to live the life he wants. Whether that was in the city or a colony, it would be his choice to make. I still have some questions for Kyron, but nothing immediately pressing. It was more like, how did they get in the city? Him or a friend must have had ties to Cypher and Hermes. Okay, yeah. But from what... Ooh, sorry. I've been reading a lot today. I've actually been able to do it. But from what he said, I doubt it's him. It must be someone else. We sit back down at our table, and the group quickly assembles. Yeah, I don't think it would be Cypher. He doesn't seem so knowledgeable to do that, unless he actually is just putting on a persona. But the man who felt like an outsider, now feels like a true friend. Achievement unlocked. Is this new music? We were in for a night that'd be just as memorable as the nightclub. Kinda.
Nothing like a nice little breather. I take it you're all good to keep going? I could go all night long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bring it on.
Got a nice game of darts in, actually. Maybe we could go head-to-head sometime?
Oh, I'm really good at that.
You are?
Yep.
Never would have guessed.
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't know, you just have a certain aura.
Like an aura of bad aim?
It's a debuff.
Sure, you're right on track.
You should have seen me on Taylor's stream then. If you want to talk about bad aim, talk to him.
Ooh.
Hey, don't throw me under the bus like that. I was just going easy on you, since you're new.
There's no way you were going easy. I could see the panic in your eyes when I came for you.
Yeah, he just doesn't want to admit that you're better. He says the same thing no matter who he loses to.
Oh, come on, man.
Sorry, Taylor, but the truth is the truth. At least your viewers tune in for you, though. Your personality is the winner, not your skills.
Well, I can't exactly be mad after a compliment like that. You're right, though. We all have our own strengths.
And weaknesses.
And weaknesses.
True.
Definitely got my fair share of those.
Says the self-proclaimed prodigy.
Just that pride at play, I guess. But I know I'm good at what I do.
And you have living proof of that now.
He points himself in a display of pride.
Well, Isaac didn't do all of that by himself. He had a little help from you-know-who.
Yeah, he basically stole the joke and got all the credit. As much as you thank Isaac, you should thank Hermes, too.
Well, then if I ever meet this Hermes, I'll give them my regards.
Let's just hope that it's not behind bars.
Couldn't be that bad. Prison cell or city walls, doesn't even matter. You're all stuck in here, forced to live life the way they say.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah, but it also happens to be an awesome, luxurious life, so even a prison cell would ease a lot of my struggles. In fact, it might even be a welcome change.
Have I gotten a job yet?
They can't do that, though, right? You gotta be in the system to have a criminal record. With no digital logs, you're almost like a ghost.
You'd think that they would have some sort of log.
For me, they probably can. At least now.
He holds up his phone.
Right. But all your friends?
Not sure. Seems like new territory for Argus, too. That's probably why they haven't actually responded yet. New situations call for new rules and protocols, right?
Sounds about right.
It's really weird, isn't it? We're like right on the verge of history. Almost feels like the world is standing still.
Yeah, especially for me. Remember, those are my people out there.
You must be feeling a little hopeful, though.
Kind of finding it hard to feel that way. Especially when the news keeps doing what it does. Fishing for sympathy views, showing all my people starving.
Why would the news show that stuff? Because it's like... Well, you'd think Argus would control... I mean, it does control it because it does the thing. But why would Argus show those... that... in sympathy views?
I can imagine it's tough, yeah. But there's one major takeaway here. And it's something important. For the whole world.
What are you on about?
It's something we've always wondered, but we never knew. But with everything going on now, I'm almost certain of it.
How many days has it been since they started?
And what is that?
Argus isn't invincible. If they were, we wouldn't even be here right now. The cracks are starting to show, and we can all see it.
I guess you're right. Didn't expect to get this far, at least.
And even if we lose, it's not really the end. There's always someone who's willing to stand up. Whatever we can leave behind will be invaluable to them.
Just like Cypher left the blueprint for you to follow.
Exactly. We should come up with some sort of failsafe. You know, a set of files to leak if we end up getting caught. Something, anything to let people know what we did and how.
What happened to all that confidence?
Oh, it's still there. This is purely worst case scenario.
Did worst case scenario I don't know. I find it odd that we're talking about this stuff out in the open. But it's not like this place was packed, or people were listening in. It's also clear that the bartender was out of earshot, so it's not a big deal. Although it's smart to plan for the worst, it was still a little unsettling. If we could leave behind something useful though, then it was a good idea. Sometimes ideas pass down from generation to generation before becoming the norm. As much as I'd like to come out of this unscathed, there's always a chance that we may have to pass the torch. With everything Isaac has said, though, I think he is uniquely qualified for the task. And this is what garnered most of the trust I have for him. The man who can make the impossible happen is the greatest threat of all, especially against those who, in their arrogance, see themselves at the top.
This is all certainly cheerful and uplifting, but remember, we were talking about darts. Yeah, starting to think you're just too scared to challenge me.
Oh, I certainly am. I wasn't trying to hide it, though.
Yeah, I think Clace is the one that challenged you. And from what I experienced, he does know how to aim.
Right. Sorry for getting sidetracked. You still down to face him, Clace?
Oh, I don't think so.
Oh, come on.
Huh? Everything good?
Looks around, clearly nervous. pen in hand, is scribbling in his diary.
Well, remember when I asked if I should sing karaoke?
Yeah, but none of us think we're in any danger.
I'm starting to think that we might be.
Huh?
What's wrong?
Well, when I asked, I noticed a few people staring our way. It's been a while, but they haven't stopped. It's creeping me out. Especially now that we're talking about matters at hand.
Aren't you famous or something? I mean, even I catch myself staring from time to time.
Well, this is a bit different. One or two people usually turns into a crowd, especially as they tell their friends and post on social media. But that hasn't happened here. They just keep staring. I think that's enough for me to point it out. Have you noticed?
Can't say I have.
I mean, it kind of is foreshadowing crime because, calm before the crime.
Don't have eyes on the back of my head either. This is on you and Kyron, man.
True, only Clace and Kyron could see over there. Are we in like a circle thing? Because there's 6 of us, so a third person would be on the other side if it's a booth. Even in my seat, I don't have the right angle to take a look.
Yeah, I noticed, but I'm used to people checking me out. That fact aside, there are people looking our way.
What do we do?
Probably find somewhere else to drink? Or just leave?
We can still hang out at home.
Doesn't matter to me. Especially with all that alcohol we took from the club. If we can stay safe and save money, that's a win-win.
So I have to sing then?
I mean, it was your idea.
I think it'll help us out no matter what. If they are fans, then they'll appreciate the show. And if they're Argus, then it'll distract them while we slip out.
Wait a minute. If it is Argus, then what happens to me?
Sorry, man.
Hey, it was your plan. Didn't you think it through?
Thinking things through isn't really my strong suit. But don't worry, I'll sing and then meet you back at home. I guess my main priority was your safety instead of my own.
Sure about this then?
Absolutely. It was the plan after all. I can't just back out because there's some uncertainty.
Is he gonna get caught? He smiles.
I learned that one from you, Isaac. If you gave up, we wouldn't even be here right now. When things get difficult, you just try even harder.
Yeah, been doing that a lot lately. But thanks for the distraction, Clace. I'll find us a route home that's drone-free.
Isn't that a bit extreme?
Not if Argus is watching us, no. The first thing they do when we left is check the streets. Those drones can scan our faces, remember? We'd stand no chance.
That's fair. So, the party continues at home.
Sure looks like it. Hate to cut things short, but I think we need to.
Hey, Clace, can you promise me something?
What's up?
Please sing us a song at the Quantum Leap. I'd love to stay and watch you now, but yeah.
I mean, couldn't one of us, because it's like, hey, couldn't Clace just be like, hey, it would be weird that he just came here, had a couple of drinks, and then just sang by himself, but if he sang with a friend, then he could be like, okay, maybe he's had a little bit too much and he wanted to sing, and now I'm gonna take my good friend home.
Sure thing, Dante. I'd love to. You're expecting a big crowd, right?
Yeah, and it's private property. If anyone seems suspicious, we'll kick them out.
Wait, we're renting a place?
Sounds good to me.
He stops to think for a moment, and then scoffs.
On hiatus, and I still end up performing. Somehow I knew this would end up happening. You're all free to go, though. Your savior is here.
I guess he really is acting as our savior. He's the only one who can cause a natural distraction after all. But I do worry about what might happen if those people were our agents of Argus. They'd never do something to an idol performing in public, would they? It definitely seems like it's the best possible distraction for us to use. A night of safety in our own home definitely beats a night under prying eyes. Kind of ironic when Argus already watches us almost all the time. But there's something about those specific 4 walls that make it seem safer. So if we should be anywhere right now, it should be within those walls. Clace approaches the karaoke stage and chats with the operator. Wait, there's an operator? There isn't just like Hey, you pick something? A few minutes later, he steps on stage, and we start to make our way out. It looks to me, for some reason, we'd be leaving through the back door. I assume it has something to do with Kyron, or the position of those Agent Argus drones.
Hey, well, I wrote this one a couple years ago. It seemed to do pretty well, so I hope you enjoy.
Advance this text box to start the song, and advance the next one to end it.
Okay. We're not gonna move. Oh no, he's gonna get shot.
I've lived my life being afraid to break these chains, chaining me to what's been safe. Shame, I cannot take the shame, sick of all these games. So what do you say? The bullets don't make it fun when you're reloading the words like guns. Yeah, my veins, they pound like drums. My ears, they ring and hum. I've got a bulletproof heart. I've got a bulletproof heart. Will it be enough for you? Will I ever be enough for you? I've got a bulletproof heart. I'm gonna make it start. Open up for you. I don't wanna be bulletproof anymore. Pretend like the pain is going to end. Let's settle this like friends. I'm breaking. Yeah, the teardrops fall like rain. The way they're landing on my brain, it's driving me insane. I cannot play this game. I've got a bulletproof heart. I've got a bulletproof heart. Will it be enough for you? Will I ever be enough for you? I've got a bulletproof heart. I'm gonna make it start. Open up for you. I don't wanna be bulletproof. Staring down the barrel of a gun. Lost all the ground, we've won. It's time to face the sun and own all the things we've done. But I've got a bulletproof heart. I've got a bulletproof heart. I've got a bulletproof. I've got a bulletproof. I'm alive. I've got a bulletproof heart. I've got a bulletproof heart. Will it be enough for you? Will I ever be enough for you? I've got a bulletproof heart. I'm gonna make it start. Open up for you. I don't wanna be bulletproof anymore.
Okay. Hyena. Oh, let's just click that. So, that's going to be the end of this Let's Play. So, please comment, guys. I like comments. Tell me what you like, dislike, tips, tricks, otherwise. If you like my YouTube and would like to see it grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out the videos to help grow. And please remember to spay and don't noodle. Sneaky music? Seems like it. Please remember to spay and or neuter your animals to help control the pit population. Wait, is he still with us? Well, yeah. I think that was everything. Just trying to think of everything that happens on the last Let's Play, because that's a problem with doing lots of Let's Plays in a row where you're just like, fuck, where did the last one start? And then this one ends, and everything that happens in between. How do I feel about that song? It was kind of nice. Not exactly my cup of tea, I guess, but I could see that being like some kind of boy band thing back in the, mid-90s, early 2000s. Definitely not a Winds of Change join the song. I really like that part in the game. And so many times I've been hammered, and I'm like, I'm gonna listen to this song again and again. Anyways, the end of this Let's Play. So comment, guys, like, seems you like, dislike, tips, tricks, advice. If you like my YouTube and like see it grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out the videos to help it grow. And please remember to spend neuter your animals to help control the pet population. And until next time, Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Komorebi. So thanks and see ya.